Okay, you guys, I'm back. I wanted to talk more. Actually, so I did finish my retwist here from the other video, and it's all done. It's still itchy. Oh. You know what? I want to talk to you about this whole quarantining, stay home and stay safe, coronavirus stuff. I want to talk a little bit about that actually. So, I have been having trouble for the last 2 years working enough. I have been working a lot less than I'm supposed to. I have my own business and I work here in Portland, Oregon. So, I have a professional job, but I do work for myself. I don't have any employees except for one person that's like a subcontractor. But I am my own employee for better and worse. So I have not lost any business since the quarantine or stay at home orders have been going into effect. This is the second week of it, and this week in Oregon here, it's called Stay Home and Stay Safe, and it's where all non-essential businesses are supposed to close, including hair salons. Um, so I can't get my dreads washed because they closed, which I still think that's a health. I think it's a health service, so I think that we like need it. But yeah, you shouldn't like necessarily need to get your dreads like, yeah, they don't need to be dying or anything. Anyway, I think that they could be exempt because they only have one client in the salon at a time, and they do sanitation between. So I think that they could stay open, but yeah, they have their own reasons for that, I guess. So, the work that I do is a health service that is it's a mental health service that I do, and I have my own business. So, it is considered an essential business that I need to do because I'm taking care of people's health, and their mental health is just as important as their physical health. So I do that, and I have found that even though it's great to see clients by Skype, video, or Doxy, or whatever, video appointments, it has been really nice to do that from home. Since I have a child, I feel like it's not as freeing to do it from home. So I have actually been going down to my office downtown, which is in downtown Portland, and I've been just doing a really good job of I have a sanitizing spray, and I also have like disinfecting wipes. And my husband questions me every time when I get home, so I've been getting better at cleaning everything I touch in the entire building. They were going to close the building. It's an office building. They were going to close it, but they got feedback that there are enough vital service workers that work in that office that they're not going to lock the office. So we would actually be able to have patients come in, and they don't have the building locked, so you can walk in and you can go up to the office. I keep my office locked right now while I'm seeing clients by video, but yeah, and I like that actually. So what I wanted to, one of the things I wanted to talk about this is that I'm not that embarrassed, let me say, about this, is that I have really enjoyed these last 2 weeks. Like, I have enjoyed going to the office and not seeing patients in person. I have really enjoyed these last 2 weeks going for walks with my son and my mom, who lives with me, to the grocery store, and we get like a little something special when we go there. It's just something we do every day. It's like an outing that we do every day. So I do I have always, as long as I remember, I have struggled with social anxiety, and that is where I feel like this coronavirus, all of the things that we need to do differently, all of those things, like, actually, like, feels like I am very well suited with my social anxiety to be working this way from home or on video from my office with no patients actually coming in person. And my patients are the people I feel the least socially anxious about. Um, my social anxiety has come and gone throughout my adult life. Well, mostly it's been there, but it's gone away sometimes after I realized that I had ADHD and started getting medication for it about maybe 6 years ago. And that was after I got my master's degree. So I, so now I'm going to talk about what I think, well, something that I think about what's going on. And I don't know how many other people are talking about this. So, and I can't even remember when I started thinking this. It was definitely within the last week and a half. So, I saw a report about how down the pollution is, especially since China stopped doing a lot of the industries that they had been doing. There was a major decrease in pollution. Also, planes stopping flying as much has decreased the pollution. So on Facebook, somebody mentioned, hey, there's so much less pollution right now because of our slowdown that we've done, our economic slowdown in China. And I don't know how much of it's from other places in the world besides China slowing down economically. But I was thinking that, okay, so I saw that and I was like, wow, we made a big dent in the pollution. And that little girl from the Norwegian country who tried to tell Donald Trump to, like, smarten up and stop being such a jerk. Anyway, I wonder what she's doing right now. She's probably so happy. She's probably happier. She has Asperger's too. So she's got, I guess she's got a special place in my heart because she's got Asperger's. And I have Asperger's, formally diagnosed. So maybe I'll do videos about that. I don't know that much about it. Yeah, there's a lot of videos that can be done on this. There are a lot of people on YouTube that have YouTube video or channels that people that have Asperger's that do videos on it, but I always feel like I have something special to add to some of this. Okay, so I was thinking that this virus, wherever it came from, I mean, I know it came from China, but well, and that's also ironic too that it came from China because that's where I think a lot of the pollution that's going on in this world that's taking a major effect on the climate. And, like, I didn't hear the whole thing, but I know that I heard within the last few years that there is that the scientists made predictions regarding the climate changes that would happen based on the state that the world is in, physically, the state that the world is in physically. And that I think that they made a prediction and then they realized that their predictions were off and it was actually worse. Like, the state of the world was worse than what they thought. And it was sort of like the news couldn't be received because it was so shocking and would require such an extreme change in our behavior that people like couldn't digest it. It's kind of like if 2.5 weeks ago people said you're going to have to be on lockdown. Everyone's going to have to be on lockdown. And yes, some people can go to work, but that's only certain people. And this is the reason, these are the kinds of industries that you would be allowed to. Yeah, grocery workers, restaurant employees, even fast food, like those are essential employees. Like all this stuff would have blown our minds 2.5 weeks ago. So I think that's how it is with the climate. So I just think that, it's really ironic that it happened in China. But I mean, I'm hoping that what we can do here is we can use this as an education on how we can change our behavior and make an extreme change. Because this taught us, like, this virus and the ways that we have changed our behavior, at least in Oregon here, Portland, Oregon, and other places in the country, but maybe not everywhere in the country. But we have seen so many extreme changes happening in the last 2.5 weeks. And these are the changes, exactly the changes that we need to make in order to save the earth. So whether it's irony or real, or the fact that a virus could come around at this time and teach us exactly what we need to do to get the earth like in better shape is just kind of amazing and awesome. And I feel really excited to be a part of it. I love like studying history and studying ancestry, and I love being alive during this time because I feel like it's a really uplifting time to be alive. I don't want to think that we're going to destroy the earth, but if we were on track to destroying the earth, this thing happening is just so great. I mean, it's also great that I don't hate being at home. I'm getting in touch with how to be a good parent, what it means to be a good parent, and being a good parent to him is really easy sometimes. Actually, it's been easier the last 2.5 weeks because I haven't been challenged like myself. Like, just my life has been less challenging. I mean, I still have I've been working a lot more, and I've been working more in the lines of where I'm supposed to be working. So that'll be good for my financial well-being, definitely. Because I filed my taxes for this April, and I found that I owe a lot of money. So I'm gonna have to work more to save that up. But that was kind of what I wanted to talk about there. Is I wanted to talk about the coronavirus, and how even though it's really, really weird, I have to say I'm excited about it, what's happened, because we needed to get the earth in better shape. And I think that we're doing it. We're figuring out how to do it. And Donald Trump still keeps screwing it up. He's now talking about how he wants to open everything up by Easter, which is in 3 weeks, less than 3 weeks. And he's just being a moron. Like, he could have been like George W. Bush when like 9/11 happened, and how George W. Bush got reelected for a second term. I believe just because he was in office when the Twin Towers got destroyed. And I think that we kind of like trauma bonded to him. And so then we reelected him because he was a screw up like from the very beginning. And so Donald Trump could have like gotten that too. Like, he's basically like a wartime president. Like, having this happen while he's in office, we could get trauma bonded to him and reelect him for a second term. But he's screwing it up. He's screwing it up. So good riddance to him, man. I mean, I'll even go so far as to vote for Joe Biden. I was kind of hoping that we were going to have somebody a little bit more progressive in, but if it's going to be Joe Biden, it's going to be Joe Biden. Just don't die in office, or pick somebody good as your vice president, because if you do die in office, yeah. So that's what I wanted to say about the coronavirus.